Hello and welcome to Capstones Live for this week. And today we are talking to the lovely Mary Moden, who is our Quality and Standards Manager here at Capstone. And we are going to be talking today about diversity and inclusion. So my name is Lucy Webber. I'm the Fostering Advisor Team Leader for Capstone here. And the lovely Mary is here waiting. So hello, Mary.
Hi everyone, my name is Mary Moden. As Lucy said, I'm part of the Quality Standards Management team in Capstone. We do a lot of stuff in the background around policies and procedures and things like that, but I also lead on equality, diversity and inclusion in Capstone, which is a real passion of mine in terms of making sure that people out there know that we are an extremely inclusive organisation. Hi Debbie, just seen someone pop up. So yes, just to let everybody know, as much as we can really, that we're an extremely inclusive and diverse organisation, and we welcome applications from everybody in our local communities.
Brilliant. So Mary, is there a typical fostering family?
Well, now there's a question. No, there isn't. There's absolutely not a typical fostering family. I think probably when I first came into fostering, sort of nearly 20 years ago, there might have been more typical. It might have been more couples at that stage. It might have been, and I think probably at that stage it might have been more older couples. That's the urn in the background going off. I hope that's not too loud. But that's not the case anymore. We talk a lot about the empty nest syndrome, don't we? So older couples where children have left home and they feel that they've got a lot to offer. It's really changed. The landscape's changed so much, and we welcome applications from younger people. The lower age limit is 21. So as long as you're over 21, you can apply. Whether you have your own family or you don't have your own family, that's absolutely fine. And there's no upper age limit at all. So in terms of our age diversity, we've got foster carers that in late 70s and 80s, and we've got foster carers that are in their early 20s. So that shows the diversity in age.
Yeah, and I think sometimes, when it's a younger carer, they can relate to one concern is obviously if that foster child is up to the age of 18 and there is a younger carer, it's how they manage the behaviours. But sometimes if there is that the common ground that both young share similar interests, then it can be a good relationship. Equally with older foster carers, you've got the grandparent figure, haven't you?
Yeah, absolutely, and that sort of respect figure.
Yeah.
And younger foster carers have an advantage often in terms of their understanding of technology, because obviously young people are 10 steps ahead of us a lot of the time in terms of technology and social media. So younger carers can really help young people to navigate that and to help keep them safe online and on social media. That's a really good, it's a really big advantage for younger foster carers, and that energy, because you've got, I'm not saying that older people don't have energy, but younger people have that energy to sort of really put their heart and soul into fostering. Yeah, absolutely.
Brilliant. And so obviously what we'd need to consider if somebody was older is if it's a long-term placement. I can see that Sarah's asked a question about considering the upper age limit for long-term foster care.
Yeah, so again, there is no upper age limit for long-term foster to be approved as a long-term foster carer at all, because we don't discriminate with age. But what we would need to consider is the what we call the matching of that young person with the foster carer. And what we'd probably need to ensure is that that foster carer has got a tight support network, as any older person would be. If a grandparent was looking after a grandchild in their own family, then you'd want that grandparent to have their own family as the support network around them, just in case anything did happen, and there's that continuity for the young person. So we've got older people that are matched long term to to youngsters, but they've got their family involved as well.
Yeah. I can see that Brian's made a comment that he's 40 with 4 foster sons and he's got no energy left.
No wonder, Brian, goodness me.
So what about the needs of the children? How can we be inclusive with the children that are actually in foster care, Mary?
So, I mean, obviously every region will have different cultural representations, so local communities will be different. So in the north, we might have in Rosendale, Blackburn, Burnley area, we've got high population of Muslim carers. And so what we would do there is support those carers to have a child matched to them that actually fits their culture, if that's what they're looking for. Yeah. But we've got lots and lots of training opportunities as well. We do lots of training with our foster carers, and there's a whole suite of different training packages out there that we can access if we had a child that, because obviously as well we do have unaccompanied asylum seekers. So we've got children coming from different, especially in our southeast area and down in Kent, we've got children coming to us that have travelled from places such as Syria and Eritrea and Afghanistan, and we've got carers that may originate from those areas too, so that's fantastic. But if we don't have carers that originate from those areas, we provide training and support. We mentor them, we buddy them up with other carers from that origin. And you know, and if we didn't know something, we'd find out.
Yeah. And we get many referrals for children from the LGBT community?
Absolutely, yeah. Again, there are no barriers in place in terms of our LGBT community. I'm the LGBT champion, I like to say, in Capstone, and we really welcome same-sex couples, single couples, single single applicants from the LGBT community. I think that it's really important that we are visually an organisation that supports the LGBT community. And if you go around to any of our offices, you'll see different flags in place there that represent the different communities. We've had support groups for our young people. We provide training. I do training on trans awareness, trans and gender identity awareness, because a lot of our young people that identify as trans need support, and obviously there's a lot of support available in schools. But as I say, I provide that training as well for carers, and yeah, we really do welcome the more diversity for us in lots of ways, the better, because no one child is the same. Every child is unique. We need to have a pool of foster carers where we can hopefully give that child the most valuable opportunity. And seeing somebody that looks like them, that represents them or supports them in whatever needs they have.
Yeah, and I think children, they've got a right to be treated fairly, and they need to feel comfortable in their surroundings to be able to reach their full potential and be completely accepted.
Yeah, absolutely, without a shadow of doubt. We've got Brian saying same-sex foster carers here. Fantastic.
Great. So feel free to ask any more questions. Obviously, you can watch this back. We do have a live drop-in session on a Tuesday afternoon from 12:30 until 4:30. So we'll drop the link to that. It's a Zoom session. Please drop in anytime this afternoon, and you can speak face-to-face to one of our fostering advisors, and they will answer any questions for you. If you've got any questions for Mary, you can ask, and we'll message her directly and get those answers for you. But it's been really lovely talking to you, Mary, today, and thank you so much for your time. And thank you. We're back on again next week, Tuesday, 12 o'clock. So we'll be covering another topic at that point. So please, we'd love to see you. Thank you.
Thanks, everyone. Please get in touch.